Here are some random Minecraft tips that are actually useful. Let's go! When bridging across lava, don't use soul sand. It's actually not a full block and you will burn. So whenever you see soul sand next to lava, just stay away. Villagers can access their workstation only at their foot level or below them, but not when it's just one block above the ground. Mobs can get over vertical trapdoors, so you can use them as a fence. And the same thing goes for azalea bushes, which is interesting. I think everyone knows that you need 15 bookshelves to get max level enchantments from a table, but not everyone is aware that if you put anything between the table and the bookshelves, it won't work. And that's not just blocks, but also torches and even carpets. Crouching on magma blocks stops you from taking damage, but if you have Frostwalker boots, you don't take damage at all. In the newer versions, to catch treasure while fishing, you need a 5x5x4 area of water around the bobber, so these farms no longer work. But there are new ones that look like this. When looking for an elytra, take rockets, an anvil and an unbreaking 3-book with you, so you can use it immediately and not worry about getting back home. When you want to move villagers, instead of using a boat or a minecart, you can place and break a workstation and the villager will try to get to it. Just keep in mind the previous tip if you want to get a villager up a staircase. Then you have to do something like this. When you're mining in the nether, hold blocks in your offhand. That way, if you run into lava, you can just instantly place blocks without having to scroll on your hotbar and panic. Beacon beams can go through any transparent blocks, including slabs, stairs, honey blocks and a bunch more. If you damage a silverfish, it will cause infested blocks to break and release more, unless you kill them with one hit, or burn them in lava or fire. When you're fighting the ender dragon, the best way to deal damage to it is hitting its head with a sword when it's sitting on the bedrock frame. Or you can of course damage it with a bed explosion, but that's a little bit dangerous. In 1.18, the deeper you go, the more diamonds you'll find, but ores also get replaced by bedrock. So the best Y level to mine at is -58. When taking off with an elytra, you will get the most air if you fly up at a 45-degree angle, and not straight up. This can save you a lot of rockets. The tool to cut down bamboo is actually a sword, not an axe as most people think, although it is faster than no tool, but swords break it instantly. Bubble columns on soul sand and magma blocks allow you to breathe, so if you find yourself in a water cave about to drown, you can always stand on a magma block, just don't forget to crouch. If you need large amounts of any of these dyes, you can bone meal tall flowers, which just duplicate themselves. Change your drop key from Q to something else. The amount of times I've accidentally dropped my pickaxe into lava is ungodly, and you probably did too, so change it, it's gonna make your life so much better, trust me. By the way, I use G instead of Q. Gold ore is quite rare, but not in the mesa biome. So if you need a lot of gold and you don't want to build a gold farm and you have a mesa biome nearby, you can just mine there between Y32 and 256. That was very specific. More expensive tools and armor have a higher chance to get better enchantments. So if you can convert your diamond stuff to netherite before enchanting it, do it. Villagers have a 100% chance to convert to a zombie villager when attacked by a zombie only on hard difficulty. On normal, it's 50%, but on easy, it's 0%. So if you want to zombify and cure your villagers for cheaper trades, make sure you're on hard mode. If you're ever stuck in the nether without a flint and steel, you have multiple options. You can find a flint and steel in a fortress or an abandoned portal. You can trade with piglins to get fire charges, and if you have something flammable like wood or wool, just place it like this with lava under it and wait. Or if you're lucky, you can get gas to light it. If you want to fill up a large space with water, just place water buckets along the top edges and use kelp to turn flowing water into source blocks, and it will gradually fill up. If it's raining, go fishing. Rain makes fishing faster. To save rockets while flying, don't just fly straight. To get the most distance out of a rocket, fly up at a roughly 45-degree angle, and when you lose speed, look down again at roughly 45 degrees. When you get some decent speed, look up again and repeat the process. If you did this perfectly, you could theoretically fly forever without using any rockets. You need exactly 35 diamonds or iron or gold to craft all armor and tools, including the hoe. If you need lapis for enchanting, the best Y level to mine at is 0. Here are all the ways of avoiding fall damage. Water, powdered snow, cobwebs, boats, horses/llamas/donkeys/mules, slime blocks, ladders, scaffolding, all types of vines, lava, kind of, and our honorable mentions, which only reduce fall damage, are hay bales, honey blocks, and bats. Maybe just don't use the last one in the nether. If you want to move large amounts of the same item in or out of a chest, just hold shift and double click while holding something. It's gonna save you a lot of time. Lighting up your builds isn't the only way to stop hostile mobs from spawning, although it became a lot easier in 1.18. You can spawn proof by placing bottom slabs, carpets or transparent blocks like glass or leaves. Redstone components and rails are also spawn proof, and a lot of other things which you probably wouldn't have a use for. To see the exact number of durability an item has, you need to go to your video settings and toggle on advanced tooltips. If you don't want a mob to despawn, like a zombie villager for example, you have multiple options. You can either name tag him, which is quite expensive for a game, you can get him to pick up an item, but that doesn't work every time, or you can put him in a boat or a minecart. And also, if you initiate the curing process, he won't despawn either. You can put armor on villagers with dispensers, so if it has thorns, they can basically protect themselves. But the armor is invisible when it's on them, so you have to keep track of what you gave to who. If you're using slime blocks to avoid fall damage, just hold space to stop bouncing around. And whatever you do, just don't press crouch. Never leave your stuff on the obsidian spawning platform in the end. The next time someone or something goes through, everything on it will get deleted. Here are a couple ways to deal with endermen. Get inside a 2-block tall space, place down water, put down a boat and trap him into it. Or if you keep eye contact, then he won't be able to move and you can easily kill him. You can hide a base entrance with a shulker box. If you just put a block above it, stand on it and open it, you will fall right through. You can respawn the ender dragon using 4 end crystals. You just need to place them on the bedrock frame. And once you defeat it, a new gateway will appear, which will take you to some unexplored outer end islands. You can have 20 gateways in total, but the ender dragon can be respawned an infinite amount of times. Turn on your subtitles, that way you can tell from which direction a sound is coming from. As most of you know, beds explode in the nether and in the end. But respawn anchors don't blow up in the nether, but do in the end and the overworld. So you can set your spawn in the nether. And is there ever gonna be a way to set your spawn in the end? Well, no, because then you couldn't leave, unless you obstruct the spawn point. You need exactly 31 iron to craft an anvil. When you use tools for something they're not intended for, like an axe for combat or a fishing rod for pulling mobs, it loses 2 durability on each use instead of 1. And here is the final tip that maybe isn't so useful. You can avoid baby zombies if you're on a strider. I know, crazy. Anyway, thank you for watching, subscribe if you wanna get better at Minecraft, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.